Hello and welcome back to the end of the carrot for StarCraft Brood War, and in this episode we'll be finishing Countdown by, well, eventually getting to the temple in the middle there, and successfully, you know, raiding it.
And following from the penultimate part of this series, although the placements are wonky, you will want 5 to 6 cannons at all 3 bases to distract and deal with the waves the cheating AI gets toward the end. And not to mention that I'm still pretty sure that the quarterback is placed 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, because the line of scrimmage always starts off 10 yards from the first down line by default.
Whereas I personally think it's 15 yards from the first down line.
Well, you also the offense would be breathing down the quarterback's neck at that point. I think that's where the distance comes in handy. It's game fairness, let's say.
Yes, Dragoons have returned.
They are returning. Yes, rise, my faithful minions.
Finish building Nexus.
Replenish on the sacrifice of your brothers for the glory of Adun. Just like every other winning StarCraft game, sacrifices must be made.
Waiting for Vespane to start on ground armor level 3. And we're gonna also need to
we're
move
rocking
our probes
production
from
now.
Here, from over here to over there. There, Nexus is done.
In case you guys... Yes, so in case you guys are just catching up with us, we had captured that base in between the 2 green bases in the bottom left corner of the minimap right there. And now we have improved mineral production and fart bag speed.
Vespane. It's not methane.
Yeah, they
cloud.
look like
it's not
fart
a fart
boxes,
bag.
actually. I'm sorry, fart boxes. That's what we're shipping.
But it's not methane. It's Vespane. Vespane is you know a totally different mineral.
Gas.
Yes.
Because it has the "-ine" suffix. I'm like 83% sure about this.
Alright, so now that we have successfully got this base, we need to stock it with enough base defenses so that we don't have to worry about it anymore, and then it will be our primary unit production area, so that we can actually start moving our dragoons into the temple grounds.
Right, because the whole trick with this mission is getting in is the easy part, staying in is the hard part. Once we get 3-3-3, we'll build a base on top of the temple.
Like so.
Jump cut. But why did we jump cut to this part? We just missed the whole...
We jump cut to this part. We jump cut to this part specifically because taking this area is actually really goddamn simple. There's very few defenses here, and we didn't lose all that much whilst we were coming in. However, we do need to take this area and supply it with enough defenses to make it worthwhile. You'll also notice that I'm at 199 of 200 units now.
Did you max out production at home?
Effectively, yeah. I mean, I can produce an additional probe right now.
Did you max out the queues on all of your forges?
No, but that's because maxing out the queues doesn't do anything important. It just, you know, it just has spent resources in the bank.
The Urash is secure.
And okay, yep, Zeratul and Artanis are in the temple, and now we start having to defend the temple grounds.
No, the temple is a Protoss unit, so it does regenerate over time, right?
No, it is not a Protoss unit. It is in fact a neutral. It is in fact a neutral unit.
Damn it! And now this mission sucks. Oh my God! There's a timer. We have jump cut at 6 minutes ahead.
No, oh yes, we did do a 5-minute jump cut. But yeah, the big thing about this mission from here on out is the fact that the orange Zerg base that I didn't actually scout out is now constantly going to be throwing units that it cheated out at us. Not very effectively, mind you, but that's what it's doing.
All right, we're losing dudes. Battle's on.
And it's okay. We've
Gentlemen,
got 5,000 spare Vespane.
We have
If I was
arrived.
actually being, you know, resource conscious about what I've got, I'll probably upgrade my Dragoons to Archons, but that takes so goddamn long that I decided against it.
Okay, so these guys are on the road to the temple so that you can intercept the incoming units who are on their way to their actual objective.
Right.
So that is the thing. And meanwhile, this is the only activity on screen right now.
Yep.
I don't know, dude. I mean, with good development, this doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, if you have a decent amount of development on each of the other 3 bases, as well as base defenses set up on the temple, this shouldn't be all that bad.
Right. I mean, for Christ's sake, we maxed out our capacity.
The fact that the big thing you have to worry about specifically is the fact that Orange is going to constantly send Guardians at you, and Guardians outrange every other unit in the game, with the exception of, I think, siege tanks. But the thing is that siege tanks can't, siege tanks are a very stationary unit once they siege up.
Stupid siege tanks.
You see what the Orange Zerg is trying to do right there is it's trying to scout out my observers and hit units that aren't actually there with ensnare. And here we have the brown Zerg units.
Huh. Forget about the green mile. I'm talking about the brown mile.
I think that's a Robin Williams reference, but I'm not sure.
That was actually that was Adult Swim. That was Robot Chicken's parody of the Shawshank Redemption, where the Joker was Andy Dufresne.
Okay.
Well, I met the Joker in 1947, and I realized that is the whitest son of a bitch I have ever seen.
But you'll notice that one of the interesting things about this mission is that they're not actually attacking the temple so much as they're attacking the additional bases that we have. Although this is enough to kill this base.
Well, this one is dead. Flee, flee, protect, and flee. We are routed because you pull. Well, that's. Hey man, empires have crumbled because of little skirmishes like these. If you stretch out the center too much, it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
So yes, it looks like we will have to sacrifice a base. But while those guys are wasting time over there, the rest of the game only has about 200 seconds to kill you.
3.5 minutes left. Seriously, overload the temple defenses with photon cannons. Oh look, red dudes.
Not to mention that this is not even 15 true minutes. This is 15 in-game minutes, which is a different unit of time entirely. So yeah, it looks like we got about 2.5 minutes left. We are getting so close because the mission's over as soon as the timer's up.
Yep.
Thank God.
Come on, build some photon cannons for distraction.
I bet those rhinoceros-looking things have very comfortable shoes, custom made.
The Ultralisks? I don't think so. Mostly because they're mostly clawed feet.
Yep. All right. Well, as long as our primary defense is right where it needs to be, we got this. Because by the time those guys actually make it over there, there's only going to be fucking minute in-game time left.
Right.
we've done it.
And I think we got our
done it.
level 3 plasma shield up. I'd have to actually wait for us to target a Dragoon or a building to figure it out.
I noticed they've been leaving the
Yeah.
supply crystals alone.
Oh, they don't care, dude. The AI is just spawning in these units. They're not paying for them.
No, I'm talking about your supply.
Oh, you mean my pylons? Yeah, they don't actually care about those either. And if they notice them, they'll consider them a hostile unit and attempt to take them down. But usually they do not care.
Ultralists must die!
Alright, now send everybody center.
They wouldn't make it there anyway. There's a couple of forces that set up to intercept us.
Looking a little, there they are.
It's looking
There
grim,
they are.
I
Okay,
know, but it's
there's
just
the
because of
base
the endless stream of orange zerg coming in from the east.
I think we got it.
Yeah, because we got 10 seconds left, and there's no other forces up from the east.
Fuck the bridge. Fuck it, I say.
Channeling is complete. Withdraw our forces into the temple. And
So you ready for the most badass Protoss cutscene in the game, aside from the Tassadar one?
Yeah, hey, all the units are actually going into the base. Yay.
32 APM, not too bad.
No. Cutscene time.
Epic music!
And thus, Bruise War comes to an end, because I'm too terrible to spell check.
Yeah, too terrible to spell check, too terrible the Terran and Zerg campaigns.
Hey, that's the
You see in the
temple!
cutscene, the temple
Looks
has
just like it.
shields. Hey, Zerg.
I can see them.
Zeratul and Artanis use the elevator in order to climb to the top of the temple.
And then they toasted marshmallows over the orchid crystal.
It's supposed to be sapphire, honestly, but, you know. Man, now I want to go listen to Lugia's song again. Specifically the intro to Lugia's song. And here is us putting the crystals inside the other crystal. There's the Kalai. And there's the Uraj.
Yay.
And I think this is the first instance of us noticing that the Zelnaga energy is specifically denoted by the color green.
Stock electricity sound effect.
Yup. A lot of StarCraft sounds are stock. Now, originally I was actually going to do the other two Brood War campaigns, but after trying to get through the Terran campaign and getting about halfway through, I decided against it. So, I will say that if you're significantly more skilled in this game than I am, most certainly go for the Brood War campaigns, because they are usually pretty fun as shit, especially the Protoss one. The story that you get for the Brood War campaigns is actually very enjoyable. Kerrigan is such a badass in this story.
Yeah.
But at the end,
becomes a primary villain.
we have detonated the temple crystals and wiped off Zerg from the face of Shakuris. Now, if only we could do this on
sun
Mire.
rises on Shakuris.
Yes.
Beautiful wasteland. We have done it, everyone. Slow zoom out.
Behold the desert.
We call this Shakura's butthole.
Man, you've been making a lot of fart jokes recently. What's up with that?
Well, I enjoyed Brood War. It is a good expansion. It was just too bad the other campaigns suck dingus.
They don't, honestly. I'm just too terrible at them. Fucking varying attack ranges. Be safe, everybody, and fuck pathing.
Peace.